everybody. My name is Jessica Dutton, and I'm one of Arthur Murray's traveling consultants. We're going to work on rotation in your East Coast swing closed position basic. We're then going to take those concepts and learn how to apply them in your right turn release, your throw out, your link, and your Lindy turn. So all kinds of good ways to apply the same stuff. We're going to start with our foot positions. So we have a couple of foot positions we're going to use today. First position is closed with your toes turned out. So toes kind of at 11 and 1-ish and heels together. Second position is a side step with the feet in the same turned out position. And third position is heel to instep. You can have your heel to your instep with either foot in front or behind. We're going to use those foot positions for the basic triples today. You can have triples in a variety of different foot positions depending on what move you're doing, or what kind of rotation you're creating, what directional you're going in. And so we're going to use a chassé triple today, which is a side together side, or a second position, first position, second position. And then we're going to use a triple that's on the spot that rotates in a third position. So we're keeping that heel to the instep. You can rotate your feet during the triple, but you're going to shoot for staying with the heel to the instep, one way or the other, to keep your feet in a nice position. We're going to go around said props, our little tissue box. Hopefully most of you have those at home. So what we're going to do first is we're going to work on our left triple. So your left foot is going to start. So we're going to try to keep our toes generally pointed in the direction of the tissue box. So as we go around, we're going to rotate and just do side togethers first, trying to keep your center pointed towards that tissue box. Then we're going to use a triple step, so 3 steps. 1, 2, 3. Yes, change feet, try again. 1, 2, 3. So we're always starting this triple with the left foot going around the tissue box. We're not going to use our right foot triple going around the tissue box at this point, just the left foot. So 1, 2, 3, and I'm trying to again keep my center pointing at the tissue box. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so practicing that can give you a good idea of where we want your feet to be in the first part of this triple. Okay, the second part is going to be pretending we're dancing on top of the tissue box. So we'll get rid of this tissue box here, and we're going to do a third position with the feet in 2 different ways. So we're going to start with our right foot in front with our right heel to the left instep, and we're going to do a triple rotating. 1, 2, 3. Do it again. 1, 2, 3. Just kind of turning my toes to the right to turn myself around on the spot. So as if I was dancing right on top of that tissue box. Okay. We're also going to do this with the right foot, tucked behind. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, just to give you some different options, okay? So we have the triples going around the tissue box and then the triples on the spot. And those 2 types of triples are going to create our rotating basic. If you're a leader, you're going to start with the tissue going around the tissue box, and then you're going to stay on the tissue box. And if you're a follower, it's going to be opposite. So what this allows you to do is rotate a little bit further. Anytime we want to create more rotation, one person's kind of on the inside of the rotation and the other person has a wider arc to cover. And so by keeping one of the partners on the spot, it allows the other partner to get further around, which gives us more rotation, makes the dance look more exciting, gives it a little bit more zip, which is always fun for swing. So the leader's part, we're going to start with our rock step with our left foot backwards. And to get in front of the lady so that we can face her, because she's basically our tissue box, what we're going to do is we're going to rotate off of our right foot, little pivot, and then do our side together side around that spot. The second triple is going to be with the right foot tucked behind, rotating, and then we're going to do our rock step, and we can start all over again. You pivot, side triple rotating, then on your tissue box, rock, pivot, side triple rotating, on your tissue box, rock, step. The ladies' part is going to be the natural opposite. So our followers are going to either rock with their right foot. We don't need to make a pivot action or a swivel here on this foot at all because we're letting the leader cut us off. We're going to use that right foot in front and we're just going to do our little triple to the right. Then we're going to go around the tissue box, side together, side, rock, step. So third position on the spot, second, first, second, rock, step, on the tissue box, around the tissue box, rock, step. So by having one person stay on the spot at a time and trade back and forth, it allows us to get a really nice amount of rotation. We're going to have Mr. James Dutton, who is the franchisee of the Oak Brook Terrace and Naperville Arthur Murray Studios, come help me demonstrate this.
Hi guys.
So we're going to start with our rock step. The leader pivots. We do our first triple, our second triple, and then our rock, step. So we can repeat that over and over again. So rock, pivot, he goes, she goes, rock, pivot, he goes, she goes, rock, step. This allows us to stay on a really tight spot. And it makes it really comfortable for social dancing. Oftentimes you don't have a big amount of space to dance swinging when you're social dancing. So it allows you to get a lot of rotation, make it feel really exciting while not having to take up a lot of space on the dance floor. Ladies do love to spin around, and this does have a little bit of extra rotation in it, which makes it fun too. So make your lady go wee when she's dancing around with just the swing basic, which is awesome. So the same concept we can take and apply also in other figures like we talked about earlier. So the right turn release is the first one. The great thing about applying this in the right turn release is it really requires very little change in what we're doing. So the man's footwork and the lady's footwork remain the same. What's different is the connection. Yes, so in order to release the lady, we have to use our right arm as a leader to be able to give her a little guidance and open up the arm as we do our second triple. So in our closed position basic, we're doing our he goes part where he goes around, and then on the spot where she goes around. During that second triple is where we're going to release her to allow her to be out into an open position. So for the man's footwork, just the same. He has around the tissue box, and as he does on the tissue box, he's going to continue to rotate, and then as he takes her around, releases that arm to send her out away. The lady's going to do her same part as well. She has her rock step, her triple on the tissue box. Then as she goes around, he's going to release, which sends her a little further away into an open position. So now James come back and demonstrate that as well. So we start in our closed position. The man goes around. Then as the lady goes around, we release into an open position. So same exact idea of rotation, but it makes it more comfortable to get out into an open position instead of just pushing your partner away. The next step where we can apply this is our throwout. The throwout is a reverse rotation. So it's very similar to what we did, but we're actually turning to the left instead of turning to the right. And we're going to rotate the opposite direction. So this time we're going to rotate to the right around the tissue box. So your right foot is going to be leading the triples. We're going to do our side together side, going around the tissue box, practicing that rotation, side together side, and then we're going to go on the spot turning to the left. So that left foot, we're going to hook the left foot behind in that third position and go around on the spot as if we're dancing on our tissue box. So that going around. So tissue box again. So the leader's part for this is really just the first triple. The first triple is what's important. We're going to do our back rock, and on the first triple, we're going to keep that left foot behind in a third position and rotate on the spot. The second triple is just going to be a sideways triple to help us reconnect to our partner and make sure that we're lined up properly to lead whatever we want to do next. The follower is going to do around the tissue box. So as the leader hooks that foot behind in third position, we're going to go second for a second to come around, and then side triple so that we're ready to do whatever he leads next. So we have the same idea of rotation where the man is on the inside of the circle now and the lady's on the outside of the circle, but we're using that to turn to the left to release her instead of turning to the right to release her. So James back to demonstrate this so you can see how it works with a partner. So we have our rock step, his foot hooks behind, she goes around, we go to the side, and then rock step so that we can release her in a different way. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, the next thing that we're going to talk about is the link. So a link is where you go from open position into closed position. This is a really important part of your dancing because you're going to want to transition between open and closed position swing basics throughout the course of the dance to have a wider variety of figures that you can lead, keep it more interesting, and then be able to snuggle up a little bit if you want. So in order to go from our open position to closed position, we're going to use the rotation again. Now the man's part of this is exactly the same. So we are going to go in our normal rotation, first around the tissue with our left foot. So we're going to go rock step and then around the tissue and just bring our right arm up so that the lady comes into our arm. The second triple is going to be exactly the same as our rotating basic, hooking behind, and then rock, step. So we're inviting her in by doing our rotating basic. The difference for the lady is the first triple in this one. So when we're in an open position and the man starts to rotate his first triple, that is a cue for us to close the gap and come into closed position. This is a great concept because this is something we use in bronze 3 oftentimes when we get into figures like back spot turn as well. So after my rock step with the right foot in open position, when I feel the man start to rotate, instead of going directly to the side, I'm going to take this triple forward. So I go fourth position, what I didn't talk about earlier, third, fourth, towards my partner. Now because he's rotating, where he is going to change just slightly as we go through that triple. So I'm going to try to take that triple towards his center line, wherever it might be. But I'm traveling to close the gap into closed position. Then my second triple is around the tissue box, just like it was in my regular rotating basic. So we're using that first triple just slightly different to be able to go from an open position into a closed position and then continue rotating once we're attached to our partner. I'm going to invite James back to demonstrate this one as well. So we're going to start in our open position. We have our rock, step, he rotates, I go forward towards him. We do our normal rotating basic, rock, step. Yes? So that's how we're going to do that link. Okay? Thank you, James. Now the last step we're going to talk about today is our Lindy turn. A Lindy turn is kind of a combination of your link and your right turn release with a little rhythm change thrown in there. This happens in your bronze 3 level, so if you're not to bronze 3 yet, no worries, you'll get to this one eventually. But the nice thing is that the Arthur Murray syllabus is so beautifully designed that everything you learn in bronze 1 helps you be better bronze 2 and bronze 3 and bronze 4 and the whole way up. So it's a wonderfully designed syllabus to help you learn the skills that you need to make each level easier and easier as you go along. So our Lindy turn for the man is going to start with the same footwork as the leak. So he's going to do his rock step with his left foot, and he's going to do his rotating triple around the tissue box, bringing that arm up. Now the difference here is we have 2 extra beats in the middle of the 2 triples, which creates your Lindy timing or 8-count timing. We're going to do a 5th position and a 2nd position here, just to get rid of those 2 beats. And then the last part is just like your right turn release. So I'm going to bring that right foot behind, do my triple, release my arm, and out the lady goes. So it's just a combination of the things that you've already learned with a little hook side thrown in there. That's your back spot turn type action that you'll see in other dances as well, but it shows up in the Lindy turn in your East Coast swing in bronze 3. The lady's part is going to be basically the same principle as the man's. She's going to do her forward triple, rotating towards his center line, the link to get into closed position. She's going to do 2 forward walking steps for the Lindy turn part, and then she's going to go around the man, the last triple, around the tissue box, and then rock, step, and that will be an open position at the end because he's thrown her out. So I'm going to have James back to demonstrate that as well. So we're going to start in open position. The first part of the Lindy turn is our link. He's going to pick her up. We do our 1, 2, 1, 2, then our right turn release, triple step, rock, step. By doing those parts of the rotation well, we can get quite a bit of turn out of that Lindy turn. It feels very comfortable. We don't feel like we're pulling each other around or doing anything too crazy to make that happen. So you can see these are a couple of the most important figures to develop for your rotation, but there are many more. Most of the figures include some kind of rotation. And so by understanding the basic principle of the different types of triples, you can really develop your rotation to a point where you can get a lot of zip out of it, and it can feel very comfortable to rotate with a partner, which is kind of the end goal once we all can be back to dancing together. So if you don't have a partner at home, you can practice all the individual pieces by yourself so that you feel really comfortable with where your feet go. The more confident you are with your own footwork, the easier it is to do with a partner in the long run. So by the time we all can get back into the studios, you'll be ready to put a little more fun in your life with some swing rotation. Thanks, guys. Have a great day. Bye.